Hey guys, my name's Christopher Mokel, or Mokes, as the majority of people here at Joe call me, and I'm going to tell you about general strategies the second you walk into an MUN committee room. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of novice and even some experienced delegates think that when you walk into the MUN room, it's really not that important. They think they can go sit at a chair, look at their phone, and it really won't matter. But the fact of the matter is that if you want to even be in contention for an award at one of the major conferences like ILMUC, H1, Y1, MY1, and the fact of the matter is that you are going to have to utilize those first 10, those first 20 minutes from the second you get into that room. So what we're going to discuss here today is walk you through what you should do when you walk into that first committee session at MUN. So the first thing you want to talk about, as Aiden discussed in his last presentation, is you want to find a seat. So typically when you find that seat, you want to find a seat in the second, third, or even fourth row, preferably on the aisle. Why? Because chances are if you find that seat in the second row, then that's going to augment the proclivity that the chair is going to call in. So after you put your books down on that chair, after you get settled in, you get your research binder if you made one, you want to start walking around. And what you want to start doing when you walk around is something called caucusing. So what is caucusing? Caucusing is talking to other delegates, expressing your views to those delegates for two reasons. First, so that the delegates know your name, they know your country, and they'll be willing to work with you in a block in the future. And second, because if you meet an unexperienced, perhaps novice delegate that is just at MUN to observe or fool around, if you introduce yourself, and if you're nice and friendly and they think that you're cool, then chances are that delegate is going to vote for your resolution in the future. And that's a necessity. So what do you do when you are caucusing? When you're caucusing in the first committee session, right before the chair started to call roll call, and the second you walk into that room, is you go up to delegates. So let's say I'm in a United Nations GA committee. Let's say there's two topics, nuclear proliferation and cloning. So let's say, again, that I researched the topic of nuclear proliferation extensively more. So while I'm caucusing during that first committee session, what I want to do is go up to any delegate I see. That delegate could be a boy or a girl, it really doesn't matter. And what you want to say is, hey, my name's Chris, my name's Mokes, my name's Aiden, my name's Michael, and I'm representing the country of Jordan, or whatever country you're representing. And then you could start with some small talk. Hey, where are you from? How long was the drive? But after you finish that small talk, you could say something along the lines of, hey, what topic do you think we should discuss first? And chances are that delegate is going to have some views on which topic he or she wants to discuss first. So they might say, hey, I think we should discuss nuclear proliferation first. Or they might say, I think we should discuss human cloning first. What do you think? And then you could say, well, I feel we should discuss nuclear proliferation first because it has the chance of resulting in a violent international conflict. So you get the point. What you want to do when you're caucusing is not only be friendly to the delegate, but start to lobby votes for which topic you think you should introduce first. So again, to review, you should caucus so that you can introduce yourself to other delegates and augment the proclivity that that delegate is going to side with you in the future. So usually after about 10 to 20 minutes, the chair will tell everyone to sit down, and they'll begin a procedure known as roll call. For those who don't know, roll call is the extremely tedious process where the chair says the name of every single country at that committee. And that process, depending upon the size of your committee, will usually take 10 to 20 minutes. And again, during that time, resist the temptation to take out your phone. Resist the temptation to just sit back and do nothing. Rather, what you want to do while that chair is calling the names of every single country there is start to pass notes. So what does this mean? Well, passing notes, just as it sounds, is literally taking a piece of paper, writing something on that piece of paper, and sending it to other delegates. So you may ask, what do you want to say in that note? So usually during the roll call period, you're going to want to send notes to most of the people you have talked to during that beginning session while you were caucusing in those countries that you think you will side for in the future. So say, for instance, the topic was human cloning. So if I was the country of Jordan, and I was a Islamic nation, I would want to send notes to those Islamic nations that I think have similar views as the country of Jordan and will be able to write a resolution with in the future. So I might send a note to Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Palestine, if it's there, so that those countries can get the idea that you want to work with them in the future. So typically, in a note, you might want to begin by saying, hey, my name's blankety blank, I'm representing the country of blankety blank, be it Jordan, the USA, China, whatever. And then say, I feel that our countries are in agreement, are in consensus for a majority of ideas. How about we meet during the first unmoderated caucus to discuss these ideas in a possible working paper in the front right of the room. And then you might want to say, let's meet near the flag or the podium or whatever stationary thing you can call to specify where you want to meet. So chances are, not every delegate is going to meet with you, but some are. And when those delegates come up to meet with you during the first unmod, you're going to start to be able to form a block, and that will be absolutely critical in the future. And so, with that, to briefly recap, we discussed how you want to caucus at the beginning and how it's absolutely imperative to pass notes during those first few minutes. So thank you, and I hope to see you again. Thanks.